Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second shelf. It's tag day again on this Wednesday. You know that I'm bad with tags and I'm way behind, so what I decided to do is I start with the newest tag. Well, that's just me. Anyway, this is the Booktube Watching Tag, and I was tagged by Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings. Thank you very much, Mercedes. And the original tag was created by Harriet from Harriet Rosie, and I will leave, of course, links to both channels down below. This tag is all about your booktube watching habits, and like Mercedes said, she's nosy, I'm nosy. I love this kind of tags. So the first question is, how many channels are you subscribed to? I have questions on my phone, that's why I'm looking this way, not because I don't want to look at you. Anyway, how many channels are you subscribed to? It's just today reached 400, so I'm subscribed to 400 channels. I would say 2/3 of them, or no more, 90% of them are booktube channels, and the other channels I'm subscribed to are news channels, some lifestyle channels, book-related channels, but not booktube channels, like, Waterstones and things like that. But the main bulk of it is booktube. Question 2. When do you normally watch booktube? I do booktube in the mornings, and then I answer the comments that people make on my own videos, or when people react on comments that I made on their videos. I do that in the mornings, and I watch booktube in the afternoon or in the early evening, mostly in the early evening. How do you balance booktube watching, reading, and making your own videos? Well, yeah, I don't know how I balance it. Reading has priority, so I I wouldn't want to cut on reading time to watch booktube. But as I'm self-employed and I have all day and I don't do anything except for writing and reading and watching booktubes, I don't really have a lot of problems balancing the time. I have to say that I try to watch all the new videos that are uploaded from the channels I'm subscribed to. I don't always manage to do that, and I certainly don't always manage to make a comment. But the balancing act so far works fine. Anyway, question 4. Is there a difference between videos you like to watch and videos you like to make? Well, I like watching every kind of video on booktube. For me, it depends on the booktuber. I'm subscribed to people not because I want to subscribe to wrap-ups or hauls or whatever, but I subscribe to people, and I don't really care what kind of contents they put up. But the one thing that I really like watching, and I never do myself, is reading vlogs. I don't do them. I don't like doing them for whatever reason. I don't know, but I really love watching them. Question number 5. What is the first booktubers you subscribed to, and are you still watching them? Well, I actually discovered booktube, I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago, something like that, because, I'm old, and in my generation, I thought YouTube is just people uploading funny cat movies. So I didn't even know what YouTube had to offer. And by chance, I stumbled across, I think I was looking for a book, and I stumbled across a channel, Travis McBee, and he's not a booktuber. He's a young writer himself, but back then he did make review videos. He doesn't do that anymore. And then the first real booktube channel I discovered was Max from Well Done Books, and I watched him religiously. He was the first booktuber I commented, and he actually, encouraged me to do my own videos and to start my own booktube channel. Unfortunately, Max doesn't upload regularly anymore. He does sometimes with a combination of, favorites. I hope he will come back to making more book videos, but I still watch whenever he uploads anything. I still watch him. Sorry about this. This was, you didn't hear it because I edited it out, but this was the beep of the washing machine, and that will go on for a couple of minutes, so I had to stop and turn the wash off. Anyway, next question, that is number 6. Who is the most recent booktuber you subscribe to? That would be Justin from Triumphal Reads. All the booktubers I mentioned, I will leave links, of course, down below. It's a relatively new channel, I think. He has about 150 subscribers now. And I came across him by chance, and he focuses on history books, historical books, and adult fantasy. And because I don't really know a lot about adult fantasy, that aspect for me is also interesting. So check him out. Justin at Triumphal Reads is my last subscription. 7, share an old favorite booktuber. I suspect they mean old, not like me, age-wise, but channel-wise. And I have a lot of them. Of course, Mercedes, who tagged me, she has a wonderful channel, and I've been watching her for a long time. But the one booktuber that also comes to my mind is Katie from Chapter Stacks. Although she reads mostly horror and crime, I mean, I read crime, horror not so much, but I love the way, she talks, very, very relaxed, and I always love her reviews about crime novels that I might want to read, so I really love her as an old favorite booktubers. But there are so many more, and I feel bad not mentioning at least, I don't know, 300 of the 400, but I can't, because you will want this video to stop at about 10 or 15 minutes and not go on for 3 hours. Anyway, question number 8, share a new favorite booktuber. That would be Nashwa, I think. That first one that comes to mind, over at Nashwa Reads. I subscribed to her, I think, maybe a month ago or something. I discovered her. She lives in Islamabad, and she is hilarious. She reads literary fiction, non-fiction, crime, quite broad, the selection of books she presents, but I love her personality. She is really funny, she's really witty, and she has a very natural kind of humor that comes across. So I love her channel. You should definitely check her out. Question 8. What are some of your booktube pet peeves? I have two main pet peeves. The one is I cannot watch a booktube, as good as the booktuber might be or interesting the books, if there's music. I hate that. It's like when you step in these elevators and you constantly have this music, or you go to a restaurant and there's always music in the background. I hate that. And with booktube, I just can't. I can't. It distracts me. I can't concentrate. I don't want to listen to the music. I want to listen to the booktuber. So that is definitely one of my pet peeves. And the other one is I've unsubscribed to a couple of booktubers because of their editing habits. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind editing videos. I mean, I don't edit my videos heavily, but if people do that, like for instance David over at the Poptimist, he is fantastic. He always inserts these really funny pictures he finds. So editing is fine, but what I hate is people, when you watch them, it's like 10 seconds and then there's a cut, and then 10 seconds and there's a cut. That just makes me dizzy when you have these constant cuts in the middle of a sentence, sometimes even in the middle of a word. I don't know for the life of me what they edit out, but I really I can't watch that. So if somebody does that, I won't be able to watch. What have you learned from watching other booktubers? Um, well, the first and foremost, of course, is I learned about books. I mean, that's why I make booktube videos, and that's why I watch other booktubers, because it has broadened my reading horizon so much. Um, I read, I discover books, and I read books that I would probably never have discovered if I didn't watch booktube. I also find it very interesting to get all kinds of different perspectives on books, because some of the books, you know, when there's a new release from a popular author, a lot of booktubers will discuss these books, will make reviews, and I find it very interesting, especially if I hate a book or if I love a book and I find a booktuber who has the absolute opposite opinion. I always think that's interesting. And more on the, you know, quote unquote technical side, I think what I learned most is that I watch other booktubers, especially in the beginning when I started the channel, and saw that they, you know, talked about the books unscripted, relaxed, just as if they were sitting on the couch and talking to a friend, and that gave me, yeah, the confidence to start, because I'm not scripting my videos ever. I mean, I think about what I want to say if I review a book, but I don't script it. So that is one of the main things from the technical side that I learned, and also that even some of the really big booktubers, that you don't need a lot of equipment. That's also what I learned. I mean, I don't have lighting, I don't have a camera. I film on my Air MacBook. So the yeah, for me in the beginning it was especially, and also now when I see a booktuber who makes a, you know, an interesting discussion topic, so that I think, oh, that's something interesting that I could do too. So that's mainly what I learned. Those were the questions, and the only thing left to do is to tag people. And I'm sure that I forget people I would love to tag and whose channel I really love, but I will give it a try. So Steve from Steve Donahue, whose mail hauls are just a must watch. The other Steve Patridge. Um, Jess from Garden Scriptorium, and Mel from Mel's Bookland Adventure, although I think they've both been tagged already in other videos, but who cares? Nashwa, whom I mentioned earlier, and Justin, whom I mentioned earlier. Kamil, one of my favorites from over at What Kamil Reads. Olive from A Book Olive. Shawn, the Book Maniac. Sue from Sue's Book Nook. And of course, Adam from Memento Mori, because he will make fun of this tag, I'm sure. Anyway, this was my tag video for Wednesday. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Talk to me down in the comments about your booktube watching habits, even if you're not a creator. And I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye-bye.